Hey guys, welcome to my Christmas DIY series where I teach you different gifts you can create this holiday season to make your loved ones feel extra special. To get started today, I'm unpacking my candle molds to make these beautiful Christmas tree candles. What I liked about this package is that it came with 5 different molds, all shapes and sizes that were really thick, making them perfect for high temperatures. Not only that, the kit also came with some wicks, and to insert those into the molds, I'll be using a cuticle stick because it has a sharp tip that will make the perfect hole once inserted into the mold. If you don't have one, you can use whatever tool you have that won't make a big hole like this right here, or even a toothpick. And all I'm doing is essentially inserting the sharp tip of the cuticle stick into the center of the mold until it comes out the other end for me to pull it out. Then I followed that with inserting the candle wicks that came with the kit right into the hole I just created. You can do this whichever way you prefer, but I recommend leaving the wick tab on the flat surface of the mold just so they can stand better during the pouring process. And I repeated this process for all of the candle molds until they were all secure. After that, I moved on to measuring and prepping my candle wax. I'm using a big wax melter, so this wasn't gonna take long. But if you don't have a big wax melter and are not sure of how you can melt your wax, check out my candle wax melting tutorial video linked for you in the description. Now all I have to do is wait for my wax to melt, which doesn't take really long using this big wax melter. Once fully melted and at the correct temperature, I measure out the wax into a Pyrex container and move on to pouring them into the tree molds. With the first design I was planning on doing, like this gradient effect, I poured what I thought would be enough wax to cover the walls of the candle mold. Then I slowly tilted the melted wax all around so it could cover the walls before pouring out the excess. And after, I let it cool down while I repeat the process with the second mold. For the other molds, I had a different design in mind, so I simply poured wax for the top of the tree. Then I used my handmade wick holders to center the candle wicks for each of the candles before moving on to the next step while the poured wax was cooling down. I wanted to add some festive colors onto the candles, so I'm using red and green candle dye to add a pop of color. The first color was green, and all I did was pour a few drops into some melted wax and mix it for a few seconds. And I poured that onto 3 of the gradient tree molds. While those were cooling down, I prepared the next color, which was red. I repeated the same process and poured the wax into the last 2 molds, making sure the first layer of wax was fully solid so it wouldn't melt. After this, I let these cool down, and when they were ready, I removed the wick holders and used a heat gun to even out the base of each candle tree for a flat surface. And finally, I carefully removed the candles from their molds. I was really impressed with how each one was coming out and how unique each design was with the details. Not only that, the soft and flexible material of these molds made this process much easier than other molds I've used. I made sure to trim the wicks of each and every single one of these candles so that they can stand perfectly on a flat surface. In the end, these Christmas tree candles turned out beautifully with unique details to add to their charm, so they're gonna be the perfect Christmas gift this season for my family and my friends. And if you want scented versions of these Christmas tree candles, check out my storefront linked below. And stay tuned for another Christmas DIY.